Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin, hope you spend a little time with me.
Good afternoon. Well, today we are going to do some smoked trout. A couple weeks ago, George and I went fishing down in Meridian, and we caught some nice trout. So tonight we're having some friends over, and we're going to do some butterflied smoked trout. So here is how we do it. Okay, we're going to make the brine for the trout, and we're going to start off with a half a gallon of water, or 8 cups of water in a saucepan. Then I'm going to add 1/8 of a cup or 2 tablespoons of salt, 1/4 cup of brown sugar. You can use either light or dark. 1½ tablespoons of black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Now I'm going to stir that around and then put it on the heat for a little bit, and we're going to stir it until the sugar melts and dissolves in there, and then I'm going to let it cool down. So when we get back to that point, I'll bring you back. This is one of 3 trout that we caught. Well, actually we caught about 8 trout, but we caught 3 big ones. A 16, 15, and 14-inch trout over in, where was it?
Marsing.
Marsing, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so we are now going to butterfly them and brine them and cook them on the Traeger. So I'm going to let George show you how he butterflies the trout, and then we'll go from there. Take it away, George.
Alrighty. Well, the first thing I like to do when I'm butterflying trout is I like to take the head and the tails off so they're out of the way. So just take a good sharp knife and we go right through it. And of course the tail is going to be difficult. Then what I like to do is I like to go right down the spine on both sides of the spine and going right through all of the rib bones. Those will come out after we're done smoking because they'll all start to pop out. So I just start up here on one side of the backbone and start going through the ribs, and you can hear them popping as I'm going through. And I'm going to take it all the way down to the tail. Just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I know I'm getting in the way. And then I should be able to just take that backbone clear out. Just like that. Now again, we'll rinse this all off and get it all prepped and ready to go. But that's a butterflied trout. And all these bones will start to pop out as we smoke our trout. Now we have 2 more of these to do. I'm going to go ahead and do those 2 and get them out of the way, and then we'll move forward.
Thanks, George. Okay, we need to brine the fish for 1 hour before we put them on. So I have the brine here, and we'll just get it in the bag. There we go. Now you can brine this obviously in a like a large Pyrex baking dish, 9x13, but I think these fish are a little too big for that. So I'm just going to do it the way I always like to do it. Just put those in there, and then we'll just push the air out, and that really ensures that the brine stays in contact with the fish. So we'll zip this closed almost all the way, and we'll roll this till we get the air up here. There we go. Now that'll ensure that the brine stays in contact with the fish. So I'll just let that sit right there over the sink in case we do have a leak, which I don't see any. So what the heck was that? That was something. Anyway, we'll just turn those over and let them go. And we'll brine those for about an hour, and then we'll put them on a 275 grill on the Traeger, and we'll start them cooking. So when we get to that point, I'll bring you back.
And we're back, folks. Here we have our butterflied trout with a little bit of brine. We brine them for an hour, and we put a little bit of Everglades seasoning on them. We're going to put them on the Traeger right now. And we're going to let them set for about an hour and a half. 2 hours, sorry. 2 hours. Alrighty, the trout has been on for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours now, and it's looking pretty ready. It's firm to the touch, it's dry. So we're going to pull it off, let it rest for a few minutes, and then we're going to break it down for dinner.
So here's the dinner. Some nice smoked trout, 3-bean salad, and corn. Sure looks good. So here's the group. Allegedly enjoying the dinner, but it's certainly a nice afternoon. And so what more could you ask for? Look at this. Look at this background. And there we go. Well, thanks for joining us again on this episode of My Idaho Cabin. I hope you liked the video. And I haven't had trout for a long time. They don't have them down in Mexico. So anyway, it was really good. And I think smoking it, brining it and smoking it on the Traeger was a really interesting experience and a lot of fun, and it was quite good. So anyway, everybody over there out on the patio seemed to really enjoy it, and I think we're going to be doing that more often. George and I are certainly going to go fishing more often, and hopefully we'll catch more trout. So anyway, the recipe will be right down here as usual. And the like, dislike, subscribe, and all those buttons are over here. So those of you who, if this is your first time seeing My Idaho Cabin, thank you and welcome. And for those of you who have watched before, welcome back. So anyway, again, thanks for watching this episode of My Idaho Cabin, and I hope to be with you again soon.
Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Thanks for spending time with